The G-Shock GD-B500. A lot of people are asking why I would get another watch, and the reason is curiosity. First of all, will it be in burlap? And the answer is yes. It's ensconced in this nice burlap sack. And this watch is said to be a lot smaller, so I was curious as to if it would even fit a bigger wrist. And look at it, I can barely read it. 2024, and Casio G-Shock still has these negative LCD screens. Can anybody read that? Okay, I got the angle just right. I'm able to see that it's 9:19, which of course it's not. Here's a brand new MIP display on the G-Shock GD-B500. This watch is a fantastic watch for a big wrister. This has a fantastic fit if you have a big wrist. This watch, the GD-B500, said to be among the smallest of the G-Shocks, so I was wondering if it would even fit. So let's take off this tag, and then we'll see if it fits.
Daddy, Roxy stole your watch.
Oh, Roxana, did you steal my watch? All right, I guess that's hers now. She has the tiniest wrist. Oh, and also this is $120 retail. All right, I'll leave a link below if you're interested. But moment of truth, will it fit? Got to put it on. Okay, no. All right, guys, bad news. I went and I bought a $120 watch. It just does not fit. My wrist is about 8 and what did we say? 8 3/8. It's less than 8.5. It used to be 8.5. I lost weight on account of wearing the GD-H2000, and I was hopeful that this watch would fit. Okay, hold on. The kids want to see. Roxy's wearing the GD-H2000 now, and she's trying to take it off. Of course, you can't. It's a G-Shock. Maybe she could pry apart the new Rangeman off her wrist, but definitely not the GD-H2000. All right. Well, anyways, this watch is supposed to be really thin, and it is. I think it's like 11/16 of an inch. I have to get my wrenches out. But yeah, the strap is just too small. It's a shame. I mean, if the strap was longer, I think I could go for it, because I've always wanted, you know, thin watches. You know, my whole life I used to be a mover. I used to have to contend with door jams, and like this is the GAB 2100, really thin, and it fit on my sleeve really well. And this particular one has the fabric band, made it really long, and it fit. This GD-B500, I had high hopes, all right, because I do like thin watches, and you could see that. Well, they're about. Looks like the GD-B500 is a tiny bit thinner than the GAB 2100. And this screen is stupid. It's a negative LCD. I'm looking through the camera, and like right here I can't read it at all. Right here I'm starting to read it. And now I'm going to look away from the camera, and you can read it a little bit. But I like these dimensions though. I mean, this is like a Cartier tank. And you guys know that the Fat Classic is always shilling for the Cartier tank in the comments. He, wants me to buy it and run liquid nitrogen over it to tough test the Cartier tank. The Fat Classic insists that the Cartier tank will survive the tough tests. Of course, those cost, like tens of thousands of dollars, all right? But I do like the dimensions of the Cartier tank, that it's like rectangular shaped, so the width of the watch is closer to the width of the band, and that's the same case here on the GD-B500. It's not like this is a round face. This is on this one, which is a MR. What is this one? The MWQ100, and this is the King for reference. Very big, negative LCD. So look, these are very similar. Very difficult to read. You're wondering why in the current year Casio would make illegible watches. They're still at it. All right, and of course, huge size difference. All right. All right. Well, anyways, not all of you have. None of you are way off the bell curve in terms of wrist size. You might be wondering how it fit a normie. Well, my son Philip's here. Phil, what do you have? Like a 6.5 inch wrist?
I think so.
Yeah, you think so? Try this on. All right, put this on. Let's see what Philip's trying on this watch. Philip normally wears the 5610, the square. I bought this for myself and it didn't really fit. So, Philip mowed some lawns and, I sold it to him at a huge dad discount so he could have it. All right, Phil, let's see how it looks. How's it fit? Think it fits well? Yeah, it does fit well. It looks really nice on you, Phil. What do you think about the screen? Is it difficult to read?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's tough to read. Is it more or less comfortable in the square?
Feels the same. I can't really feel it.
Same tier?
Yeah.
All right. Well, here you go. All right, go ahead and take that one off. All right. And then Don, what are you trying on, Don? You like that one? That one's a good one, huh? All right, let's have Daphne try on the new GD-B500. Daphne normally wears
That is a 1 inch.
this tiny one. Try on this one. All right, well, she's trying it on. I just want to shill for my videos about the GD-B500. I did a whole series on this watch, and I was impressed by it because of its dimensions. Did you get it on? All right, bring your wrist over here, Daphne. All right. So I don't remember how big Daphne's wrist is. She has the smallest wrist besides Roxy, right? And Donald.
Roxy? What's his name?
Donald has bigger ones.
And she. All right. So Daphne has it on the smallest notch. We'll measure her wrist later on. Put it in the comments below. So, what do you think about this watch, Daphne?
I like it.
You like it? Do you like the color?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Denise will try on the watch. By the way, this is Daphne's regular watch. It's not a G-Shock. She's not quite big enough for a G-Shock yet. Is this watch starting to break? Oh yeah, look.
Yeah.
The keeper is breaking. Daphne does way too many cartwheels and gymnastics and stuff, and this one's breaking. All right, we're gonna have Denise try it on.
This is the smallest G-Shock I ever saw.
Yeah, is it really a G-Shock if it's that small? So this is the GAS 2100. That's the GA 2100 for chicks. And this is the GD-B500. It's the size. Very similar, right?
Yeah, I guess
This one's narrower.
it looks smaller.
Yeah. And how about the band?
They're the same width.
Yeah. All right, what do you think, Dee?
And this one.
I'm used to your giant watches. This one's really different.
Yeah,
It's like pretty plain Jane,
right.
nothing fancy.
Well, it has a step counter. And it also has a Bluetooth connection.
Oh wow. All the buttons are different. Where's the back button?
I don't know.
You know, G-Shock should have like buttons across the board that like are the same.
Well, the thing is, Denise,
It's confusing.
They pretty much do, but you wear the DWH 5600, and that one is the different one. I think this one may be the same.
Oh, okay.
Let me take a look at the buttons on this one. But this has mode, adjust, a light. So the illumination, might need to illuminate it in broad daylight just to read it. It has a search. So these buttons, I'm going to be honest, these buttons feel kind of chintzy. They're plastic, all right? And So the mode, we go to the stopwatch. I'm going to start the stopwatch. Hold on, Donna wants to show us his watch. Wow, it looks snazzy. That's the Bertucci A2S, Construction King. All right, so I like the stopwatch so far. It has 100ths of a second in the split time on the bottom. That's pretty good. I hope you guys can see this. I know it might be difficult to see. And this is another function. I'm sorry, I don't know what it is. A timer.
It's 1-1.
Let's see how high the timer goes. So we're pressing this button to advance.
This is your watch. This is my watch.
You can hold down the button to go faster.
It's 3.
So, all right, we went too far. Oh, we can go back. All right, good. So forward and reverse when setting the parameters. 59 hours, is that right? 59 hours. And then the minutes. 59 hours, 59 minutes. That looks like the max on this timer. And it will display the time at the bottom. All right, that's good. Then we have the second time zone. We have alarms. And then back to the main time. All right. Now along the top is the step counter. All right. And we have the date, so the year and the date on the bottom. Of course, this needs to be set. This does have Bluetooth connection. If you wanted to use the app to automatically set it and to relay your step counting information to your health app of choice, which on the iPhone would be the Casio app itself, Strava, or the Apple Health app. And on Android, I've heard different stories about the integration with Android. Some people have been complaining about the health information on Android, so I can't promise you that what type of compatibility the steps will have with Android. All right, but it's as durable as every other G-Shock watch, with 200 meters of water resistance, the shock resistance, the drop resistance. It does seem very durable, and I like the dimensions. The band is just not long enough, okay? They made the band short. 2023 was the year for the big wrister. That's when, you know, the GBH2000 came out, and, you know, they announced the Rangeman, the GPR H1000. Those are watches for big wristers. 2024 is turning out to be the year of the small wrister. G-Shock is focusing on the small wristers. In this band, you know, if you have a problem with the tail of the band sticking out too far, for a G-Shock, this band is pretty small. Now, can you replace it? Well, I'll measure the inside diameter of this band, but in typical G-Shock fashion, you know, they have the band, the inside of the band that goes in between the lugs, smaller than the rest of the band. And that does help it in terms of not popping out, but it makes it difficult to find a replacement band. And that's why I almost never wore G-Shock watches in the past, is because I've always needed to get a replacement band that's longer, and that's not an option on a G-Shock watch. But we'll see if there's any adapters or anything. It's almost like the adapter is built into this watch with this plastic piece here. You can see that there's a spot right there to pop this band off, and a spot right there to pop this plastic off. So I do like this design, and I do like more diminutive watches like this one is. And it looks like the
7.
bezel clips into the body. Like there's no screws. It just like pops in like a Happy Meal toy. And if you put a screwdriver there, it looks like you pop off the bezel that way. That's what it looks like to me. So this particular watch came in some other colors. There's one guy who ordered the gray one, and I think it was Scott Saws was his name. And on the gray one, which is a limited edition, the screen is mirrored. And so it looks like at various angles it's difficult to read the mirrored screen. But this one It's just like a regular old negative LCD display. So the same gripes you're gonna have with the King and every other negative LCD display, you'll have with this one, and that is you'll have to move it to get it to just the right angle to read it, which for some people is so infuriating that you're just not gonna buy this watch. Well, I think that there's a white version of the GD-B500, but that one also has a negative display. The gray version has a mirrored face, which although the screen's positive, may be difficult to read. And then the fourth color of the GD-B500 is bile acid green. That one has a positive display technically, but a green tint to it. So, let me know if you guys are interested in this watch. What am I going to do with it? Well, obviously, it doesn't fit. I bought it because I was curious as to whether it would fit, and it does not. So, I will be finding something else to do with it, either sending it back or see if one of my sons want it. Just to show you, it looks like if your wrist was about 8 inches, it would fit. Because I have it on the last notch, and it's way up against my arm, okay? And normally I wear my watch higher than this bone. So if your wrist is about 8 inches, I would guess that it would fit. In excess of 8 inches, you might have difficulty, and we'd have to confirm that with, you know, more sample size of wrist size and everything. But there you go, gentlemen. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father except through him. I'm Jim Kincaid. Thanks for watching.